Starting, and we're live. Yay. Hi, Nika.
Hello, Lou.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, so fun to see you and all your people. I'm really
Thank
excited
you.
to chat.
I know this is great. I've been looking forward to this all week. So I'll tell the story about and we've known each other for a while online, right? A few years at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
And more and more, I've been seeing TikTok, YouTube Shorts, short video, vertical video. And I was like, oh God, no, not another, not another
Uh-huh.
platform. And then my friend Nika mentioned in passing, oh yeah, 100 million views?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It
And that got
is.
my attention. So here
So
we are talking about short form video that I swore that I would never, go on TikTok. And I think you have teenagers, right? My kids are like in their early 20s, but they basically said you can't do TikTok. They banned me from the platform.
yes.
But
Well, I can understand they finally had something that wasn't, overwhelmed with the adults.
mhm,
And then 2020 happened, and many of us went into lockdown and didn't have anywhere to go.
yeah.
And TikTok became a thing for adults to scroll to kind of de stress and get
Mhm.
entertainment and have something to look forward to.
Yeah,
And then many of us got involved. So,
you did in a big way, and that was you pushed me over the edge, and I'm like, sorry, kids, I have to do TikTok. And the awesome thing about that is, if you do the TikTok, you can do YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels as well.
yeah. And there's a few things here. First of all, the kids don't have to worry and we don't have to worry because TikTok is so good at
Hmm.
showing you what you want to see.
Yeah.
So if you're posting things that are related to your brand and who you are as a person, Lou, your kids are probably not
Hmm.
seeing those videos
Thank
when
God.
they
Yeah.
scroll on their For You feed.
Right.
We're just not seeing it like because they get served up what they want to see.
Right.
And we don't see their stuff that we find not interesting. So
Hmm.
it's all good.
Very smart. So tell us how you I know the story, but for folks who are watching, how you kind of got immersed and involved in this world of short form video.
Okay, I've always loved video, and just to let everyone know, years ago I decided I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I went to Lou Bortone to help me figure out how to start a YouTube channel. And then I launched it, and I was having fun, and I was doing videos, and my videos were fine. They were being seen by my audience, but it
Hmm.
certainly wasn't going viral. It was
Right.
good. It helped build my brand. It was very effective for me. Certainly, what you taught me was the motivating thing to get me out and finally have my own channel.
Yeah.
And then 2020 happened, as we all know. In addition to that, at
Hmm.
just around that time, I got a diagnosis of breast cancer.
Mm.
And so during lockdown, I was fortunate enough while the whole world had to stay at home, I got to leave the house almost every day to go to doctor's appointments and surgeries and chemo. So
Mm.
I had things to do. So I do
Talk about a
feel like
silver lining, man. You really put a positive spin on that
yeah,
somehow.
yeah. But I mean my head had to kind of go to I don't even know why. To tell you the
Mhm.
truth, I don't know. I guess it's something where something happens that feels devastating and you could go down that path or you can go in a different direction. And I
Yeah.
went to I'm going to see this as an adventure. And I really did go through that heavy new part of lockdown and COVID when the
Mhm.
world was feeling miserable and depressed and sad that we were losing things in our lives.
Mhm.
I felt like I wasn't going through that because my focus was somewhere else.
Yeah.
And obviously it wasn't like I was lucky and that it was a dream come true, but
Mhm.
it was a different focus for me. But because of what I was going through, there were many days for many, many months where I didn't feel obviously emotionally positive,
Mhm.
and I certainly didn't feel physically great a lot of days. And so in order to give myself something to look forward to, And to cheer myself up, really, I
Hmm.
started documenting my journey.
Wow.
And because I was watching these videos, I'm like, well, that's probably an easy way for me to like, I learned it became easy. Like I just click the plus button on
Hmm.
TikTok, say a few things, and I'm done. And it was for me. It
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to want to look back on this
Hmm.
and see what I went through. So I created videos for me to look back on, but also to give me something to look forward to each day or each week. Like, oh, I went to this chemo session and this happened, or something funny kept coming up in my day. For
Hmm.
example, I kept going like this to take my hair out of my shirt. Like I'd put on a shirt and go like
Hmm.
this, but I had no hair because all my hair was gone. I used to have long, long, full hair. It was
Hmm.
always in the way. I was always moving it out of the way. And when I noticed I was still doing that, I thought that's kind of funny. Maybe I'll make a video about all
Hmm.
the things I'm still doing because I forget that I have no hair. And that went viral, as they say. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever viral might mean. It reached what happened was I posted it, and the
Yeah.
next morning, my account kind of blew up.
Wow.
And that's what led me on a path to,
Hmm.
I really became obsessed with what makes a video go viral and reach a
Hmm.
lot of people. So I studied it. Not just my videos, but what makes a video attractive. And then I luckily had the time sitting around going through treatments.
Hmm.
COVID locked us down, so I was fortunate enough to have the time to do all this research and created a formula around it so that I could duplicate that type of
Wow.
video.
Yeah.
And so that, yeah, that's how I got involved. And like you say, TikTok wasn't the thing you wanted to get involved in. I would like to say you don't have to.
Hmm.
Short form videos right now are really effective
Yeah.
in getting us in front of people, but it doesn't have to be TikTok.
Right.
So you
There's
could do it
YouTube
on
Shorts and
Instagram.
yeah.
YouTube is amazing. And the reason they are reaching so many people is this form of content is being shown to people who aren't already following you.
Hmm.
And that's
That's awesome.
it is so we've never had that really before.
Right. Because it's like Facebook, you're limited. It's only going to show it to so many folks in your feed. And even YouTube, it's like, well, I've got X amount of subscribers, but Shorts and TikTok and anybody can see it anywhere, right?
Yeah, and the feed does the work for you. Like I'll
Hmm.
post this YouTube short and YouTube says, "Let me think. I'm going to show this video to 100 people who might be interested." And
Yeah.
if they like it, they'll show it to more people.
Hmm.
So we have the chance to get in front of hundreds, thousands, millions of people who didn't know us,
Yeah.
and that's how we build our reputation and our visibility.
That's unbelievable. So tell us, I'm going to put the link down here because I know I'm doing your new class, which is amazing. So I'm going to put a link and show it here about viral video. But tell us what's your biggest video? How many views does that have?
Uh, the one that has reached the most is actually on YouTube, not even on
Yeah.
TikTok. I
Yeah.
originally created it on TikTok, but it went on
Ah,
YouTube.
repurposing.
Yeah, and that's what's brilliant too about these, that all the networks are like, let me get involved in short form video. It seems to be popular. So,
Hmm.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I heard LinkedIn is getting involved soon.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Um, so, and that one video on YouTube has over 100 million views. Just that video. I didn't remember. I didn't remember
Amazing.
the exact number.
100 million. I mean, you even have the elusive YouTube thingy behind you, the special club, which is awesome.
And
Um,
that does. I've heard people say, oh, short form videos are just fun and silly, but they don't help you grow your subscriber base.
mhm.
I will disagree.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the big question then, and one of the things that people think about when they're delving into something new with these short form videos, that video that had all the views, how long was that video?
I think it's 16 seconds.
16 seconds. And you'd say that that's pretty much the sweet spot for.
It is, and that does change. But the
Mhm.
reason that if you do, there's some math involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, the longer the percentage of watch time that
Mhm.
you get, the more you're telling the algorithm to show it to more people.
Right.
And like up to 15 seconds, they want people to watch a certain percentage. Once you hit like 16 to 23 seconds,
Mhm.
people only need to watch a little less percentage.
Ah, yeah.
So that's right now, but yet it changes, but approximately 16
Mhm.
seconds is a good length. Under 30 really is key to go
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah. And it's interesting because those platforms, I mean, was it TikTok that just went up to 10 minutes now?
Yeah, and they're
My
rolling that out. I'm not a fan, but and those are not short form videos. So
Right.
one thing that people often say that or don't real it may be confusing, but when I say short form videos, this
Mhm.
type of content, it is under 60 seconds and it's
Yeah.
vertical video.
Mhm. Vertical.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the key is vertical and short. And that's really
Mhm.
what does it. And even if you create a short YouTube video, you can always repurpose it or reformat it to put on TikTok,
Mhm.
which is fine. And yeah, that's just unbelievable. And that's the thing is too, is that obviously a 16-second video is probably not going to take you 3 days to shoot.
And of course, it depends.
Mhm.
You could easily pick up your phone and talk for 16 seconds, and you're done. So it
Yeah.
could take you 16 seconds plus a little time to push record, to push
Right.
publish. But it depends on what your content is, what your strategy is, what you want to get out there.
Hmm.
So I certainly I have videos, and my clients have videos that take a few minutes, and then
Hmm.
there are ones that have taken me a few days because I dream up like a story, and
To
I think
production. Yeah.
I want to film certain scenes.
Yeah.
But even the one that I had with me being bald and had 3 scenes in it, it took a few minutes to create. Like, I walked over here and
Hmm.
recorded like this, then I walked over here and recorded like this. It really was very quick.
Yeah, and you know what? For 100 million views, I'll put a little bit of effort into the
Oh, but
video.
yeah.
Totally fine. And then I guess the million-dollar question is, are you able to monetize those views once you kind of like, how do you like, people will say like, oh yeah, TikTok's fun, it's silly, but can I actually use it in my business to have some kind of return on the time I put into it?
That is the bottom line, right? So there are certainly people who want to do it for fun, and that's
Hmm.
great. And it can be extremely fun. And when you look at a video that you've done and there's a lot more views than you're used to, it
Hmm.
really feels good.
Yeah.
It's happy and fun. And then what? So as a business owner, I thought at first I'm just doing this for fun. But
Hmm.
when it started really growing, I could not, I have an entrepreneur's mind. I don't
Hmm.
really, it's not easy for me to just have a hobby and not have it figure out how to make that into a business.
Hmm.
So, yes, absolutely. Now, one way some people are making money is by posting a video that goes viral, reaches
Hmm.
thousands, millions of people, and the platform does pay you.
Right.
I don't see that personally as
Hmm.
a long-term strategy.
Yeah.
Those are great to make a few bucks here and there.
It's icing on the cake. I mean, I did a Trump parody, song parody a couple of years ago. And just to see like, oh my God, there's $200 from YouTube. They're actually paying me.
Yes. That's
So,
real and right, and then on YouTube, when you get a certain amount of hours and subscribers, you can monetize your channel, so
mhm,
not just your video views, but people can join a membership or
mhm,
purchase product like merchandise. So
yeah,
those are some ways to monetize. I use it as a marketing tool
mhm,
so that the more views I get and the more people who like my videos and want more from me,
mhm,
that gives me a bigger pool to market to. And I feel like that sounds a little salesy, but really what it is, a bigger pool of people I want to
yeah,
build relationships with. And if they are in need of my programs and products, I can offer it to them.
yeah,
But I have to follow up. And the
right,
biggest mistake I see is people are like, yeah, so what? I got 1 million views. It didn't lead to anything.
mhm,
Let me say this. I think this is like the biggest takeaway. It won't lead to anything.
mhm,
You can leverage it to create something.
yeah,
So yes, you can. But if you expect the video to lead to money for you,
mhm,
it's probably not.
right. And yeah, I mean, that's the way it is with anything. But from a marketing standpoint, the awareness that you're generating, and plus the know, like, and trust because you're so relatable and you're doing stuff like you're making the best of a bad situation and the bald videos and the whole thing. It's like, okay, now you've got a much larger audience to be able to speak to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that goes to also this concern that people have of sharing their personal life on
Hmm.
video. Um, number one, thinking who would be interested. And
Yeah.
number two, the question that I hear is, so what if someone is interested? How does that help me in business?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it does if you put yourself out authentically, meaning you are actually being real.
Yeah.
We won't work with people we don't connect with and like. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to start with personal stuff.
Yeah.
Before you start telling me what you can sell me, I don't even like you yet. Stop selling me stuff.
Yeah.
Get me to like you. Now I want to hear what you have to sell.
Mm-hmm. And it's okay to have a point of view and an opinion. I mean, that's the
Oh,
thing.
it's
Like
so
people were saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're going to lose so much business for making fun of Trump." I'm like, this is how I feel. Some people can agree with me. Some people can disagree with me. And if they unfollow me or don't buy anything, that's fine. Good. Some people
yeah.
you're meant to work with. Some people you're not.
It's such a big fear. And I'm very impressed that you did that. Like you said your mind
And I
and
did lose business, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't want that business. I got 3 times as much business for doing it than for not doing it. So,
that's usually what happens, right? So you may lose some, but what you gain is so much
mhm,
better.
yeah. And a lot of folks are camera shy, myself included, as you know. And it must be hard, especially like when you were doing that in a very vulnerable situation and making fun of yourself basically, and trying to make light of it. That takes courage. So how do folks? I know for you, but how do folks who are like, I don't really want to share this. It's too personal. Or it's too vulnerable.
Yeah, that's so common, and knowing that it's common is the first step.
Hmm.
Is knowing, guess what? It is not weird that you feel insecure about this
Hmm.
because that's human.
Right.
So you're normal, and it sometimes feels weird to share certain things.
Hmm.
There's so much that you can learn about why it's good to share, but I think that's very surfacey. It doesn't really change in your heart or your
Hmm.
mindset, just like learning. It could help.
Right.
But the fact that the videos that go the most viral so when I say viral, rather than saying viral, what I'm going to say is the videos that connect with the most people
Hmm.
are the ones where you are vulnerable. And when you think that it makes you look worse or bad by not being perfect, it
Hmm.
actually is the opposite.
Right.
The videos where you really are perfect, and we think we all want to look our best,
Hmm.
but what being bald without eyelashes, no makeup, no breasts, no, like I was at my kind of weirdest. I
Hmm.
wouldn't say worst, but I did definitely looked odd.
Yeah.
What that did for me by putting myself out there it taught me, it just really not taught, it
Hmm.
helped me realize people are they really admire people who are real.
Hmm.
You want to connect with people. You don't connect with people who are buttoned up and perfect, and we just connect with real people who make
Yeah.
mistakes, who have flaws. Um, and then there are ways to step in without
Hmm.
filming yourself on camera. You can just do a
Yeah.
voiceover with
Hmm.
pictures. You can do a whiteboard presentation, and then you start to step into it.
Hmm.
And that's often the way people can get more comfortable.
Yeah. Like Mark says, speaking truth to attract your tribe.
Ah, oh
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
please, please keep doing. We're doing a disservice to the world when we're hiding these things.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you now about the course because, like I say, I feel like in a good way, you dragged me kicking and screaming into TikTok.
yay.
But I'm going to show my screen here, add to stream, and show you about this is the viral video course that you're doing, right?
Yes.
Cool. And I just started it, so it's awesome. Thank you. And that's the other thing. It's like, oh, I'm a video. It's like, I'm a video guy that doesn't want to be on camera. I'm a video guy that doesn't know how to do TikTok yet. And I'm willing to open myself up and learn. And, if it means, I think you have to have sort of like that learner's mind of always being open to new stuff.
Yeah, that's very impressive. And I love
So,
people who do that, and I try to be like you too. Like
eh,
just keep learning.
so on the short form videos, some of the things that you talk about in this course, tell us about what you teach in this viral video course.
There are 6 training modules all
Hmm.
broken up into short content to follow the theme of being short and keeping your attention span. So each of the modules goes through a different aspect of getting ready to create these videos. So the first module is all about the viral video formula, the
Yep.
different elements that go into
Hmm.
a video that can reach a lot of people.
Hmm.
Then we talk about your content and how to create content that is branded to you, that feels appropriate, that is it's compelling and relatable,
Hmm.
along with some scripts and templates for you. So when you think, well, but what do I even say? Well, here's a prompt or a script. Just grab this, fill in a
Hmm.
few blanks, and you have a great video to create.
Right.
We talk about ways to actually feel comfortable, confident, and look charismatic on
Hmm.
camera, because we
That's a biggie.
all want a little boost of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that's a biggie. And also, it's interesting what you don't need. You don't need a ton of equipment. You don't need special cameras. You don't need, I mean, TikTok, YouTube, Insta, they're all free platforms.
mhm.
Um, Most of it obviously can be done on your phone, which is awesome.
Yeah. And pretty much all you need is your phone. There are apps and tools that I talk about as extras if you want to do outside editing,
Yeah.
if you want to have lighting, but the truth is you need just your phone. And most of the time, the videos that do the best are the ones where you just grab your phone and record something rather
Hmm.
than waiting for, wait, I need a better outfit, I need more lighting, I need, all that stuff, not necessary.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, sometimes the off the cuff stuff, and that always amazed me. I'm like, oh my God, I spent 3 days editing this video. And then I did one from my car after I was at the gym to talk about my 500th kickboxing workout. And that's the one that takes off.
Isn't that great? I love that.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. And then analytics, like look at what's working so you know to do more of it. So we talk
Mhm.
about what numbers to look at, and then finally how to take the people who are watching, put them in your funnel so that they become actual leads for your business.
Exactly. Oh my God, it's so great. I'm excited about it. And for me, it's kind of like starting over in video because it is such a different, I don't know, just a different vibe, and it's easy and fun, and it doesn't take a lot of equipment, which is totally
Mhm.
awesome. So I'm really glad to be doing it, and I'm so glad that I sort of we crossed paths at just the right time when I was like, "Ah, goddamn TikTok." But
Oh.
and then the other thing that's interesting with those is the way that you can use music, right? Because it's funny, like I do a video and I use some music in the background, YouTube gives me the little copyright slap and says, no, you can't do that. But
Mhm.
it's just the opposite on those short form platforms, right?
Yes, I mean, YouTube still has their rules, so to do
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts, you still have to follow YouTube guidelines.
Hmm.
TikTok feels like the Wild West, like they
Yeah.
have no rules when it comes to audio. Now, if you use someone's audio that's not like a something out there, there are creators who may come
Hmm.
after you and say, "Don't use it." It's never happened to me.
Yeah.
It's just they have so much. It's like unlimited sounds and music that you can
Hmm.
use.
Yeah.
I really don't understand how they're able to, but
Hmm.
for now they are. So go
Yeah. So
make some fun
have
videos.
fun with it. And yeah, you can do pretty much. That's why, like, when I do the same thing. If I'm bored or I'm in line somewhere, I go on Snapchat and I start messing with all the filters. And I have the attention span of a gnat, which is
Mhm.
perfect for these short form videos. Because, like, oh, I can do a 20-second video or 30-second video. And again, the
Yeah,
sweet spot, I'm going to keep that sweet spot of 16 seconds in mind because,
so fun.
I mean, obviously stuff like Facebook, you can do longer and things like that. And now even Facebook, which I don't have yet, but even Facebook's coming out with reels, right?
Yes, Facebook has Reels. You can even
God.
apply to get monetized with
Ugh.
Facebook Reels.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Facebook has I mean, because Facebook really is Instagram, so they
Right.
should have Reels.
Hmm.
But Instagram Reels, it started with TikTok, and then
Yeah, of
Instagram said, "I want some of that." Then YouTube said, "I want some of that." Then
course.
Facebook's like, "Well, we'll have it too."
Yeah.
Um, and it goes to our attention span. So if you
Hmm.
want to capture people's attention, which obviously you do if you're in
Yeah.
business, this is the way right now. It's and
Hmm.
and it's not salesy. You don't do it salesy, you don't do it
Right.
promotionally, but it attracts people to you.
Hmm. And then one last thing before we wrap up. There are a couple of cool things you can do with TikToks that I've noticed as I start getting into it, like stitching and doing things with other people. And you've done some
Mhm.
really creative stuff with you in the mirror and things like that. But talk about those kind of little added bells and whistles that you can do with TikTok.
Yeah, a lot of it looks very complicated, and it's one of the reasons I love it because I love when something looks really impressive,
Hmm.
and then I do a tutorial on it, and it's like I know that you're gonna feel like, "Oh, that's all it took," but it really is. TikTok, and I also will use, like, a phone app to do some editing.
Hmm.
Super simple, like, kind of push a button and move a line, and you
Yeah.
can look like there's 2 of you talking
Hmm.
to each other, or have it loop, because the videos start over and over again. So
Yeah.
I just figured out how to create one where you can't tell where it ends and where it begins, and fun things like that that just capture
Hmm.
people's attention.
Yeah.
Um, Again, none of this is necessary. You can just record yourself talking, but
Hmm.
if you want to up level the look and feel of your videos, there's a lot of really simple things you can do. And every time I learn one, I create a tutorial and put it into the resource library in the
Yeah.
course.
Well, I have an app called My Talking Pet where I can make Rocco and Regina speak. So I've got Rocco doing, I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse on My Talking Pet. I send it to TikTok. I send it to Insta. They get so many more views than I do. I'm a little jealous, but
Yeah.
it's all good because that's why I don't want to be on camera. I'll put the dogs on camera and
But see, and I think, and just a little tip, what I have learned is, so if your pets, your kids, some cute thing that happens, those get more views than you. But if you tie it to your messages, and you can do
Mhm.
that either in what the pet says
Yeah.
or in your status update, the description of the video,
Mhm.
it makes sense for Lou to be posting that because it's still very Lou.
Yeah.
But you do it in a way that gets more views and it builds your brand.
Yeah. I mean, I have a little thing I do. I dress up like a gangster and I do instead of frequently asked questions, I do effed up questions, FUQs. So I'm like, hey, I think I can do that in 16 seconds. So I'm going to get my sunglasses and make my hair even whiter than it is and do some
Ah.
FUQs
Oh, I wanna
on
work with
TikTok.
you on that. You could have someone walk in like a scared person, ask a question, and then you come in and answer it in like
Right,
10
right.
seconds. I can't wait to work on that with you. You're showing up on
Cool.
that because we have open Q&A with this course,
Yeah.
so you'll
I'll
be
I'll
there
try
now.
to be at the next one. So your course is I did a pretty link of bluebortone.com/viral, but I am in it. I'm so excited. I'm gonna figure out how to do this and chase you down and try to get more than 100 million views
Yeah,
eventually.
let's do it.
And so the other thing I'll say is the biggest compliment, like as somebody like as I teach video, and I know you took a class with me a long, long time ago. When the student becomes the teacher, that's the biggest compliment you can pay to me. So I'm so
Well, I
excited for you and so happy
thank
to be in this
you.
course.
Thank you
So
so much. There's still so much to learn from you, but I appreciate it.
thanks. So, and we'll see you in the course. Anybody that wants to jump in, luborton.com/viral. Thanks for watching. We'll run a replay and we'll catch you next time. Thanks. Bye bye.
Mwah.